was the intro cleared, and
here we go, intro.
And give us a countdown so we know.
Need it from you, yeah. Crash land in the palm of my hand. That little flex wanna play by the coast. Carry the torch, I'm way up a slitty wherever we float. I came from the cold, used to rest on the floor. I stitch up my wounds, was born a soldier. Flipping the struggle, I'm taking it worldwide. Hold it down when you talk to me. Say it is what it's supposed to be. Say it loud, but I mean it too, yeah. Talk that good when you talk to me. Say it nice and I give it to you. You know my word is bond, yeah. What we on now is wild, shit a trip. Life is lit, take a breath, that's it. Now it's wild, it's shit a trip. Life is litty, shit a gift.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Good Vibes TV. That's right, GVTV. I am one of your hosts, RL, and of course with me as always, Mr. DJ PRS1.
that was me.
And the lovely Savvy E. As you can see, clearly see, we didn't talk or get together this week about our wardrobe, so let me apologize for them two right here for being dressed like, I don't know, Sharon, Sonny Bono, and somebody. but anyway, how you guys doing?
Good. I've been good, but I'm gonna let the ladies go first.
I've been good, thank you. Just doing my thing, just trying to get ready for this show next month. Can't wait. Kicks in what is it called?
Chicks with
Kicks. Go
there
ahead.
we go.
That's coming up in December the 16th. It's a fundraiser for unfortunate families during the pandemic. We're here to raise money for children for Christmas. So, like I said, guys, on Tuesday, I'm going to have a lot of information, ticket sales, and all that for you on Tuesday. So please look at our show on Tuesday to find out what's going on. Y'all want to come out and support this show because it's for a good cause. I know the day is on a work day, but come out and give money because, we all unfortunate and we need that help. So come out December the 16th.
Mm-hmm. Keep checking our Instagram, her and Savvy's Instagram for more information on it. She has all the information on her Instagram, so make sure you follow Savvy. If you don't know it, she'll let you know somewhere during the show. We'll have it posted on the bottom here.
Yes. Yeah.
Man, I've been pretty good. I've been ill. Y'all missed me for the last show. No, it wasn't what Ramon said. Had a little sinus infection, so I was out for a minute. But I'm back.
The herpes cleared up real fast.
Herpes cleared up. All right.
Simplex 5.
Yep.
Simplex 5.
Yeah, my mother had some choice words. She said this damn RL, but anyway. She probably watching now anyway. Sav, you want to introduce our guest?
Wait a minute, we hear from what you do this weekend?
What did you do?
I did absolutely nothing. I went to work. I worked 4 doubles.
Weren't you at the Mervo game?
Last night was the Mervo game. Shout out to Mervo for winning regional champions. It's my alma mater, even though they suck now as far as education, so take your kids somewhere else.
Mustangs.
For all my family and friends that go there, I'm sorry, it's the truth. It's the truth. It is now a zone school. So, but congratulations, you guys. You work hard, and you guys deserve it.
Okay, so with all that going on, we're going to bring on our guest today, Dr. Eric Holmes.
Yes.
So he's been on our show before, guys. This is your 3rd time being on our show?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you for letting us come to your lovely home.
Thank you.
So today, we're doing Taking It to the Streets. So he's our, 3rd guest?
Yes.
Yeah, our 3rd guest on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I hope that y'all like this show, because if y'all do, we're going to bring it back next summer.
Make sure you put it in the comments, if you like us.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dr. Holmes, you got a lot of stuff going on, sir.
Busy man right here.
Yes.
You are a life coach?
Yes.
A speaker?
Yes.
An author? We got your books right here. So, tell us how, first of all, you had a birthday.
Yeah, I did. November 15th.
Yes.
Thank God for life.
Tell us about the weekend that you had with your birthday weekend.
Wow. Well, I had a radio interview with Power Influence Radio, where I'm now the marketing director. So we are doing a lot of good things. They're based in Atlanta, they're based in Houston and Dallas. So they opened up the Atlanta office, really, really nice. And so had an interview with them and going over different strategies and marketing and sponsorships. So if anybody want to be a sponsorship or have a show, we're trying to help people with their marketing, help people with their brand. And then was with some friends and them. We got together, like 5 of us. One owns a barbershop, one is in real estate, one after leaving the military now they're works for a prominent company in Atlanta, and then the other one is the CEO of the radio station. And so with that, we just came together talking and just reminiscing about how we grew up and the things we're doing to see each other now, because 4 of us have over 49 years of friendship.
Okay.
So we just was just enjoying celebrating life, those priceless moments. And we didn't have to go, say, to a large restaurant. We didn't have to travel overseas. Right there was history, and just seeing each individual that they survived and are surviving this pandemic.
Okay, good. So, like I said, you're an author. Tell us about your books.
Well, I am a 6-time best-selling author.
Mm.
I wrote 2. I co-authored 4. It's been an amazing journey, because I have one that I'll be releasing soon once it's in editing. But with the books and writing, it allows you to share your story. It allows others to hear the story. And for mine, with 2 of my books, I've been blessed because they're in the library. So even with that, so many people will be reading it, whether you're here or not. And so with that writing, it just makes you allow you to just share what you have or what God has given you to share with the world, because everybody has a story. I tell them, just put it in a book, write it, release it. And even that's not you to write a book, but everybody has a story. You can tell it somewhere at some point.
Right.
And then the ones I co-authored, which was a blessing, with some of the most phenomenal, like one, Miss Sherplow Williamson, where I co-authored 3 of the books with her. Her being the visionary for Soulful Prayer Volume 1, Volume 2, and then Soulful Affirmation that we just released. And then the other one with Dr. Betty Speaks, and all these amazing authors across the country for leaders embracing new direction. So I've been blessed to be amongst a lot of great authors and a lot of great leaders and visionaries. So it's been a great journey. And now it just makes me write, because I'm always with a pen, with a paper, and if I'm at the computer, or if I'm thinking of something, I'm writing it. And so to put it in a book, to share it.
That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, that's what I was going to go into that. I guess the writing flow, it's like once you get into the flow of it, you continuously start writing. It keeps coming. The juices are going all the time. How did you get started with it, first of all? Like, how did you, boom, okay, let me start writing. And then, before you get into that flow, how did you get there? I think a lot of young writers out there, that's kind of something they go through. And where do I start,
Now, here's the thing with mine, and I love telling this story, is because because it's so passionate. Because
Right.
One Saturday morning, and it wasn't that I was going to write a book.
Right.
I literally came upstairs. I prayed like 5 a.m, one of my prayer times, and I was
Right.
just praying, asking God to bless me with a project to be a blessing to ministry, to my pastor and first lady. And so after I prayed, I went into the kitchen and I opened the door to the deck. And in my yard, it's a tree, and it had changed colors. So at that time, I had been in my home 10 years.
Right.
And so it changed colors, which now it's 15. It changed again. It's amazing. Every 5 years, it changes.
Okay.
And I didn't know it. And so I was looking at the tree, and all I could hear was God say, your season just changed. Your season just changed. And when I turned back around, he said, put it in a book, The Power of the Seed. And right there, I took out a piece of paper, and I still actually, to this day, 6 years later, still have the original that I drew the tree. And so I sent it to a buddy of mine who's a graphic designer, has a graphic design company. I said, listen, this is what I need. He probably said, what is my big brother, Dr. E, sending me at 5:45 on a Saturday morning? But here's the revelation of it. I could have missed that door of opportunity because we procrastinate. If he's given us a vision, if he's given us a dream, and we procrastinate, you could miss the door of opportunity, because who knew 6 years later that the power of the seed would travel the way it is, or the workbook that came out, if the worksheet that came. And I also have a master class that I teach out of it, but then to be in the libraries as it is. And so I could have missed that whole door of opportunity. And I just began to write, and it started from there. And it has been an awesome journey with that one, that being my first book. And it's a really passion because I teach it a lot, and just to see it in so many libraries, I could have missed that door of opportunity for someone else to be reading. That's why I said, don't procrastinate. If he's giving, like your whole setup here, he's giving y'all a vision. He's giving you a dream. My motto is, don't let the vision or the dream die, no matter how long it seems that it's taking, and don't allow others to cause them. What did I just say? I see y'all going greater places. This book is in, and to God be the glory, 19 locations of Baltimore County Library, 22 Baltimore City Enoch Library, 8 in Dauphin County in PA, Westminster, Cal County. It's actually in Australia, Mexico, and then the largest website, World Cat Library. So I would have missed that door of opportunity had I procrastinated, had I not moved. And that timing and season of God, I tell people, operate in the timing of season that He's given you. Because we miss it, we may think it's time, but is it season? We may think it's season, is it time? But if you operate in the timing and season of God, that's why this book has traveled the way it has.
Lord,
Right.
And it's amazing. And
like
for
that.
those watching, you said you prayed, and you didn't just ask for something for yourself. You asked to be a blessing to how you can help your pastor and the first lady. And see, a lot of people, they pray and they just, I hate to say it, selfish. It's all about me. But you was asking to be a blessing to somebody else. You see what I'm saying? That's incredible. A lot of people don't get that. They don't understand.
And that's the thing about it was give me something for the kingdom, give me something for ministry, give me something to be a blessing. But here's the whole thing about it. It was for somebody else. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, the words of my former pastor, the late Apostle Evans, said it like this: what you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. And my bishop now, he said, just when you are able to celebrate what God is doing for somebody else and celebrate how He's blessing them, when your turn comes around. So when I look at how the power of the seed, even the other books have traveled and in so many libraries and different things, it's a blessing. Because matter of fact, I was just on a plane, and the lady in the library, I was doing in the airport, I was doing a live. Had no idea she was watching me the whole time. And then a young lady was there. She said, "Oh my God." And I walked past, she said, "Thank you." I said, "Oh, thank you." I'm like, it's early in the morning. The flight's at 6:15. And so I said, "Thanks." She said, "No, I really needed that. But I watched you and I listened to the live that you did over there." And then the other young lady, seasoned lady, retired. We talked, but then I ended up praying for her son, who she was going to see. And so with that, she said, "Well, I need a signed copy of the book." You see, all in that in conversation, not saying, she's like, "I need a signed copy." So right on the plane, I signed that book. She got it. And I called to check up on her. Yesterday, she called me back. She said, "I'm back. I made it safe. Thank you for praying for my son." And so when we're helping other people, it's not always about us. It's even what we endure or what we go through. It's about somebody else. We're the vessel that He will use. We'll learn the experience or go through the experience, but yet and still it's for somebody else that you can share your story. You can share your story. You can share how you endured, or just like when we were talking before, how we grew up or that we didn't know, or he said he grew up, it was a different thing you grew up, but yet he has a story. Because if you see it now, he had to go through the process. Our process is different from each other's, but everybody has one and everybody has a story.
See, that's that life coach coming out.
Yeah. I was about to say, welcome to the Dr. Holmes show. We are the guests.
Right. So talk about that a little bit. How did you get into life coaching and things like that? Really
with the life coach, and I love it. Shout out to LCSA. I told me LCSA rocks, Life Coach School of Arkansas, where I'm the director of recruitment. And also one of the instructors, I teach a session in there, and it's a blessing dealing with public speaking and building confidence. But how I did, here's another thing. I was just calling to check up on a friend of mine, Coach Shay, who's a recording artist in Atlanta. She's a life coach and a business strategist. Just calling to check up on. She said, "Oh, I'm getting ready, go through the life coach, da-da-da-da." And I was on my way to my godson's. He became a fireman. And so I was on my way down there to the celebration, to the restaurant, and I called her just to check with she. And I said, "Oh, that's something I would, you know." She said, "Well, let me put a call in. Let me call the CEO." Shout out to Coach Dr. T. He's one of my mentors, my big brother. And so she called. I get a call back, and from there we talked, set it up, and next thing you know, I was enrolled. And from there, the journey has been great because I graduated a year ago, but now I'm on staff with them. And so the blessing of it, you're able to give back, you're able to help. Like right after here, I have a coaching session with a client. It's part of a docuseries, so it's confidential. I can't share it. But the thing about it is we're being able to help somebody else, help guide them, or whether it's career development, like my coaching service, the Power of Influence coaching service, you know, to be able to provide development or, you know, help people from A to Z, but allow them not to get stuck in the middle of the process. And so to be able to share information to help our experience, to be able to help somebody else. But most of all, I say, even in that coaching, you got to have a listening ear, because if you hear them, if you hear where they are, if you hear their heart, then you can help them where they need to go.
Man, I'm quiet. I really I'm learning because, like you said, you and I were talking before the show, and you just filled with great wisdom, but there's great power within you. You know, it's just an incredible spirit. You know, and you're an incredible man. I can just sit here and be quiet, and that's rare for me, and just listen to you speak, brother. It's incredible.
Thank you. It's a blessing, and we got to be able to share what God has blessed us with. You know, we learn from each other, as I tell them in the school. From the word, first of all, iron sharpens iron. We are our brothers and sisters keeper. And when we can get back to the foundation and the basics that we can help one another, it will be so much greater. If I can help you with your vision, if I can help you even with this, I see it going greater. I see it because I'm a visionary. I see things further than the now. I see beyond the now, but I see the end result. And so just like with the farmer, he sees the beginning, yet he sees the end, but he's just got to work the middle of the process. I just taught us, said, don't get stuck in the middle of the process. You got to see it to the end. So even that you're building and you're working, and so many times people get stuck in the middle. So even as a life coach, as a speaker, even as an author, people say, I said, keep writing. Just write it. You all the edit, they got too much stuff now to help you edit.
Right.
So you just keep writing, keep doing it. Just don't get stuck with not doing what you've been called, or the vision he gave you, the dream he gave you. And so many times, like a post I got today from Sir Clyde, who's phenomenal, and I was given the World Civility Award back in July. Sir Clyde is amazing, travels all over the world building civility, bringing things back to civility. And he posted something about the runner. He said he trained all that time to reach and to make it in 9 seconds. He trained all that time, and we give up too fast. All that time he trained, he did it whatever the seconds was, the fastest runner, but yet we give up. You're right here at the goal. You're right here at the vision. You're right here at school. Or I said to one of my mentees, I said, listen, you're closer to my back door than you were the front when you came. Look at where you started, but look at where you are, but look at where you're going. You're closer to the finish line to graduation than when you started, when you enrolled in school. He said, I didn't look at it. I said, you got to see things from another perspective. You got to see it different. Yeah, we all have gone through stuff. We all are, because the world is going through a transition with the pandemic. It just showed up unannounced, unaware, and uninvited. God knew, but we didn't. But however, to be able to sit here and we've survived it, if that's the only thing you did was survive in this season, that's enough right there. You know, even with celebrating another birthday, it's the mere fact I made it another 365 days, but every day is a birthday now. And you look at it different, you look at life different. May not have everything you need, but you got everything, not everything you want, but you got everything you need. Because we've survived, and we're surviving because with this whole transition of the world and this whole pandemic that we're still in, and you know, people still need to take it serious because we are still in the pandemic. But the mere fact that we were able to survive and are surviving, we work in healthcare. So we had to show we essential employees, you know, we didn't get the option to stay home and all of that. And of course we got vaccinated and all that because it is a requirement now. And people got to really see that it's really that serious, you know, whether you want to or not. Well, we don't have an option, you know, unless you ain't going to be there.
Right.
But, it's going to help you. Like I tell people, there's not people not just coming in my home that is not vaccinated and all of that, because it's just that serious. We are still in a serious critical crisis. And so, to be able to share and help people to navigate through, because everybody handles this. And I said this on a radio interview last week. Everybody handles things different. You handle this pandemic different than I do. People are committed suicide. It's so much that happened with this. You handle trouble different. You may handle your storms different, but one thing about it, we all got it. Or as my mom would say, just keep on living. You're going to go through something. And so people handle it different. So even when I go even from the minister or to the speaker or to the life coach or to the art, all that somebody needs what we have. Somebody needs our story. All you might need to have is say, you know what, you're going to make it. Like I'll call and message you, or I'll say, listen, and walk by and see, listen, y'all going to make it. That's all you need sometimes is people, a word of hope, a word of encouragement, because you don't know where they are. That's why, and that's so truth in it, that you can't judge a book by its cover. Even if you read the whole book, you still can't judge it, because you don't know what the in between of what people, where they are, how they got here, what it takes for them to get to where they're going. And we base things on what we see from a peripheral. We base it on what it looks like. I tell you, don't base success on somebody else's. You don't know what it took to get it, what it cost to keep it, what it cost to maintain it. You have no idea. Yours is different from mine. But don't base it on what you think looks like success.
Right, exactly.
Because I shared with him, one of the billion said to me, listen, success doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. Failure is part of the success. He said, but just keep showing up every day. I know I'm destined to be wealthy. I know I'm destined to with greatness, but you got to keep working. Right. You got to keep building, and you got to keep showing up.
Right. So far as your speaking, like tell us about some of the places that you speak and who you spoke to. I mean, like, what was your great experience speaking at one of your events? Like, talk to us about that.
I actually about 2 weeks ago spoke at for young leaders. For one of my buddies has a group where they're mentoring young kids, and it was over on the west side at the rec center over there. But sharing with them to be successful, to follow your dreams. First of all, get the education, because you need that. You always need that in a backup plan. You know what I mean? Just like athletes, you can't just say, I'm going to be an athlete. You don't have no backup plan. You get hurt, or you're not a good investor of your money, or you're not a good steward. Then what? You're broke. So you, and we were sharing with them that you can be successful. What is your dreams? What are your visions? After school, college, or a business owner. So I was just able to share with them. And then I've just been on, like, the last month, like several TV and radio interviews, just sharing the story. And even about probably a month ago, last month, I was one of the speakers for our service at church, sharing a word with them that God had given me, that there's a response coming to your unanswered prayer. And we're so many times now, we've prayed, we're waiting, but then we don't see that things are happening. Mm-hmm. And so wherever I can share, or I share in our school, whether it's I just was on a radio interview with them, sharing with the life coaches why it's important to invest in yourself. The greatest investment is when you invest in yourself. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't. Yeah. But whether it's your business, your dream, your goals, if you don't invest in it, if you don't believe in it, how am I going to convince you to believe in it? And so, just been doing a lot of, speaking of, well, of course, everything's, on Zoom and all the StreamYard, other than I was in person at the rec center or at the radio interview I went to when I was in Atlanta. So, but wherever I can, just whether in my neighborhood, it don't have to be a platform.
I got to ask you, because you're a busy man. What about personal time? Like family, friends, relationships? You said you had a son.
What I do is balance. You've got to learn how to balance. Like every day they laugh at me. My job, from my manager, all of them, I know you're going home and take a nap. One, because I'm up late and I pray late, but I work better late. Mm-hmm. And so you got to learn how to balance what works for you. Like I know with the times we have continuing education for our life coach school, I know and organize, like I get ready for work. I get ready for the week.
Okay.
So you got to have what works for you in the organization. And because with this whole pandemic, now you're calling folks on Zoom or FaceTime, with seeing a lot of family and different things like that. But you got to know how to balance and what works. Because like I said, we're still in a pandemic. Things are not normal like they were. But you got to know what works for you. So when I come home, I get ready, prepare, take a nap, then because I know I'm going to be up late. I know I pray late because I pray at 1. One of my prayer times is 1 a.m. So I know I'm gonna be up late. But whether I'm working on a computer or like I said, I'm working on my other book. So you just gotta know how to balance it, but I always, whether I'm emailing, whether I'm calling, whether it's FaceTime, whether I'm doing a live so everybody can see it since it's social media, but you just gotta know how to balance. Like yesterday, I just had my aunt and them, they were over, just dinner, eating, and just bonding. They all vaccinated because I told them that anybody vaccinated, you're not coming.
Right.
But they are. But I, because of work they do too. But just that setting, and you got to know how to make it work. You got to know how to balance. You got to know how to organize and make it work for you. And so I've learned that over the years what works for you. Because I remember going through. I worked 10 years, 2 jobs at Hopkins. I would leave downtown and go to the ER Bayview. And I was in school full time and ministry and family. So you got to know how to balance it. So I knew on this break, I'm doing homework. On this one, I'm going to do homework, take a nap, but you got to know how to balance. I know Sunday, I have ministry, and at that time I was the president of new members ministry. So I know I teach on Sunday morning, but you got to know how to make it work. You got to know how to balance. And most people, it's not a disarray. Like I come in, I make sure things are organized, even if things are subject to change. At least you have a plan. At least you're organized, or at least like I write down my affirmations. I write down, what I need to do. But even when things can happen or change, but at least you have a plan in place. At least you have something in place that what I got this, and this. If it's subject to change, and things is because that's life. Things that happen unaware, unannounced, or I always go back when Paul and them was on that ship. The storm showed up unannounced, unaware, and uninvited. Just like a storm's gonna happen, unannounced, uninvited, unaware. You be like, yo, where did this come from? But yet, how do you handle it would be the thing. So God said to me, how you handle the mental process is going to determine the outcome. Okay. What will your response be? And so I've learned to balance and do that.
Well, thank you for joining. We're done. Brother, you are something.
Yeah,
thank you. I appreciate it, man.
You can't let them give everything because then you'll all have to pay and subscribe and all that stuff.
Yeah, so
we're not going to have his message out for free.
No,
every day.
But definitely, this is the book. Mm-hmm. Definitely go to the library if you're cheap. But do the right thing. Go on Amazon and support the brother.
Yes.
Okay.
No bootleg, no photocopy.
Yeah, none of that. Don't ask your friends to make copies of the.
Oh no, you be sued for that because you see in here, you see what it says in here, these copyrights.
Exactly.
And plus, I have all the documents to it.
Right.
So you see right in here.
Do the right thing.
Right. So you got to make sure. But no, and that's another thing. Support. We've got to come to the place of where we can support one another, or when we were growing up, or how we supported one. I know we're living in a different day and time and all of that, but however, when it comes to being able to support your show, your TV show, support, your business, when we get to that, back to those basics and that foundation, and we're helping one another, we're supporting one another, you're going to be successful. Yeah. Because it comes back. We'll go back to the seed. Everything starts with a seed. But when it's planted, when it's watered, when it's nurtured and harvested, if I can plant in your vision, whether it's a word of hope, encouragement, whether it's a seed, whether it's how can I help, those are planting seeds, and it's going to help it to grow. And when we come, even as a culture, and get back to that of helping, and then you look at other cultures, why they're so successful, they help one another. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They in the community, whether they have a store. I have a place where I watch them from a small spot like this. Now they got the whole daggone shop. I'm like, but I've watched them. But they've given. They worked hard. They helped one another. And so when we get back to helping one another and supporting one another, and it doesn't always have to be that it's seed or we think it's financial. No, it could just be, how may I help you? Or how are you doing? Or just a word of hope, a word of encouragement. That's planning, and that makes a difference, just say, you know what, you're going to make it. This going to be successful. Well, I'm speaking that really it's going to be successful, but just even in that, because somebody might need to hear that,
Right. So, you answered a lot of the questions that I had. So
Right.
I'm like running out every time I'm thinking, I'm like,
question, you already answered it.
But it's a question that you have not answered. The topic that has been on my mind. Where do you get the idea of wearing them bow ties?
Oh, the bow tie.
Because I be seeing these bow ties and these
I know,
lines,
right?
I be like, where do you get the idea of wearing these bow ties?
I've actually wore bow ties like forever, but one of my buddy also, D. Romario, has a company. His name is Mario, but he's actually in North Carolina. But I'm like one of the face of his company. So I have a lot of bow ties, and so I wear a bow tie like every day, and it's classic because most people, even like a lot of the older, and they know me from even like all of the patients I do from where I work in ENT now, and then when I was in the pet center, or when I was in the ER at Hopkins, or the one at Bayview, but they know me from the bow ties. It's just something classic, and it's always, a lot of men don't wear them now, but it just makes a different look. And so I've like, it did. And so I've been wearing them like forever. And so when people see me without the bow ties, or some of the patients be like, that's the bow tie, man. They're like, which one you got on? But you got to know it's your signature. And it makes a statement, and people will be like, oh, that's the bow tie, man. Or they may know you by your boots because you always wear nice boots, but it's a signature that you have. But to me, it's always, it's classic. It just brings a whole nother look. And to me, I love it.
Yeah, definitely stand out. I walk into somebody and they be like, hey, that guy you was talking to? I'm like, man, what are you talking about? That guy, the little short guy? Like, what are you talking about? He always wear the bow tie. Like, yeah. Dr. Holmes, yeah. So
that's signature.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody in the hospital know you by that.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Like, every time I see you, like sometimes I'm driving up to work and you be crossing the street, I guess, to go to work. You always be in this great mood, walking around Hopkins in a great mood. What's that motivation come from?
Tell me the truth. You just got done smacking somebody that got smart.
Yeah, that people can take you there, but no. One, it's prayer, but it also, you've got to look at life and things from another perspective, and you got to see things different. One, life is precious, but then it's like a vapor. And the more and more, especially after all we have come through with this pandemic, life, you definitely got to look at it different. But you always got to find a reason to smile. Have all the money I want? Nope. I'm working to get it. Right. But we've got to see things that from a different perspective. And I always say, you look in the lens of the camera and you got to adjust it, and you got to get the right angle, because in life sometimes the angle gets off. But you got to go back, take another look, adjust it, like with the photographer. In order for him to get the right angle, in order for him to capture that right picture, he got to adjust the lens. He got to look at it, but he got to get the right angle. Right. And so with that, I've learned, even 6 years ago when my mother transitioned, I really look at things different, because I talked to her on Sunday, and Tuesday she had transitioned. Nothing, just like floored. I was getting ready to release my book, and bam, so I really look at things different. And so I'm appreciative of life, every breath that God gives. That's why I said every day is a birthday. Every day that we live, it's a privilege that he gives us the breath of life. My pastor said his motto in this whole season, thank God for life. And it is because we have gone through so much. We have come through so much. So I'm always trying to look at things from a positive perspective, even if it looks like defeat. I look at things saying it's victory, even when it doesn't look like victory. Mm-hmm. But you always got to find a reason. And because the truth of the matter is, somebody's situation, I work with cancer patients. Somebody's situation is always where I worked in the ER, I worked in the trauma room. You know what I mean? So when you can see somebody's situation, or you hear it, because I hear a lot, or being on a lot of different interviews, or just listening to people, you can hear things. It's about a water over there. Yeah, it's about a water. Um, and so you gotta look at things from another perspective of it and find a reason. I tell people, find a reason to smile. Is everything no, we're all experiencing something. But guess what? Somebody can't turn the key and come in the home. Somebody can't all these lights on right here and just say somebody don't have BG&E.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, somebody the other day told me and I said, they doing that in a pandemic. I thought you see what I'm saying? But somebody can't say they have food or have a sign and say they'll work for food. And nobody wants to go through situations or circumstances, but you've got to find a reason to be grateful. If it's just for life, because it could be another way. Look at what we just heard on the news, or look at what we just heard with the kids being just so much, and yet we are still here. You'll find a reason. Like I say when I say to the coaches, stop, process, and think. When all you need is a memory. When you remember what you went through, or what you're going through, or that you're on the other side of it, you will begin to find a reason. And so I'm always trying to find a reason. Yeah, we all go through situations, circumstance, be like, I want this, or working hard, or, and it seems that the harvest is not coming, or, you prayed, or the prayers are not being, you've got to find a reason, because somebody's situation is always worse off than yours. Or you can turn on the TV, or you can just hear it. You know what I mean? Some people don't have jobs through this pandemic. You know what I mean? All of this that happened, you've got to find a reason. Just the mere fact that you woke up in the privilege that last night wasn't your last, and that you're here. You better find a reason, because guess what? Somebody else is in a whole nother situation. So no matter what I'm dealing with, or no matter what I'm going, I always try to find. And then that smile is going to help somebody else. You never know who you might see. And though you might be going, like when I come to work, I know the first people they see early in that morning when I open that clinic up. Know what these people are going through, what situation. A lot of them are in remission. A lot of them, trying to find out diagnosis. And Lord knows, when I worked in the pets, and whether it's restaging, whether it's initial, what am I, where is it at? Just heard something for someone physical fit, but yet and still they got to deal with going through this diagnosis and see if it's getting. And so when you begin to look and to think of how blessed we really are, it's not based on how much money we have. One of the CEOs last year, all that money they had, suicide, all the millions of dollars.
Right.
But the mindset, the mentality, or how they were handling this pandemic, and they own all these millions of dollars, and they couldn't handle whatever it was that had gripped them, their mindset, and guess what? Here we try to, say we want millions, but we are where we are, and we're satisfied with what we have. Not that we're trying not to get more, but the whole analogy is we're blessed, because we done gone through, we ain't have all the millions that they had, but we survived, and we knew how to make it work.
But it's how you know that success and money and fame cannot make a person happy.
It cannot. It cannot.
And I try to talk to, I have girls, and I try to talk to them as a mother, and we always talk about generational wealth, and everybody's trying to push to be billionaires and millionaires. But my whole goal is just to be wealthy, knowledge, financial,
that's it.
All that kind of stuff, to be able to give back to people that put into me. I'm 37 years old. We don't have a conversation like she's my age. We sit down and we really, really talk about life. And she be hitting me with some things that be like, wow, that I didn't even know, through my journey as a mother, that she was picking up on. You see that, like you said, the seed.
And that's wealth. That's an investment, but you're leaving heritage and legacy. And my pastor said this some years ago. He said, wealth is being able to get it when you need it. The wisdom, the knowledge, just those priceless talks, because she can be talking to somebody else and they cannot be giving them what she really needs, or giving them the truth. And so now we know we're living in a generation, they don't believe anything. They just do everything and don't believe or think that you were born yesterday. But the mere fact that they would come to you and appreciate and love you and to talk truth with you, And that when you think they didn't hear it, they heard it. But the seeds was planted, so what's in them is going to come out of them. And here, same with us. We didn't do a lot of stuff. We may have done things, but not like this generation now.
Right.
They doing any and everything. I stopped at the gas station yesterday. The guy was like, yo, I got the gas. Like, yo, you don't even know who I am. I know what those terms is. We just had another term. But you got to be careful. You just you don't know who someone is. And then I served on a grand jury like for 4 months. So I know how they do the search and seizure. Like, you hear so much. And I'm looking at these people like, you don't even know who they are. And you just flirting and trying to sell drug, everything. We didn't do that. We have tried different things, but yet we knew how far to go. But we had people in the community. We had teachers. We had guidance help. We had the community or brothers, uncles, or relatives, or they would say, yo, you going to, I'm going to, we had that, but not now. Some to be accountable. And that's what it is now. There's no accountability. There's no respect. There's no reverence. And if we was to get back to all of that, it'd be a little different. And I know we're living in a different time and all that, and the scriptures definitely the scriptures are being fulfilled. The word is being fulfilled. Yeah. But if we get back to the basics and get back to the foundation, we had communities. We come out on Saturdays, everybody cleaned. We had chores. We did all of that. But now there's no accountability. There's no reverence. And when people don't respect themselves or honor, you or anybody, that's why I look at all these murders and killings and everything that is going on. It's senseless. We would dare not. We heard of stuff, but we wouldn't even see things like this.
Different times. So do you still do your radio show?
Actually, I'm going to be doing a new one. It's going to be on Power Influence Radio. So I'm super excited about that. And I actually am the marketing director for Power Influence Radio. So I am going to be, that's one of the meetings we had. And so, because I'm going to interview all of y'all. Okay. But see, this is how it is. We help one another. Right. And so I'll be excited about doing that because they have a lot of networking. They have a lot of different, not only but followers and subscribers, but they're based in 3 locations. So I'm excited about, I'll be doing that. They're just getting everything set up with the StreamYard because I'll be doing mine from here. So I'm looking forward to that because I love it. And that's a passion of mine, definitely to be doing those radios because it was just good to be able to help other people that may not have the avenue, whether to book, whether to CD, whether they have a business, to be able to help them to market and to brand and to get it out there because a lot of people really don't have those avenues.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're scaling down on time, so we had another topic you want to talk about?
Nah, we pretty much covered everything. This brother done went over through everything, so I mean, I'm good. But so for everybody to know, DJ PRS1, he is under the weather. And
this how you know it's live.
And look, check this out. Y'all ain't gonna see no CPR unless somebody is savvy give him CPR. It is not gonna happen. So yeah.
This is how we know. This is sinuses. You gotta be clear because folks.
My apologies, but this is how you know that.
And I work in sinuses in ENT, so if you need a good one, listen, they got the best over there.
Appreciate it. So far, this is not a plug for Ricola, but if you want to sponsor us, feel free and save me on this one. So, Rittenhouse? No, we're not gonna leave.
Rittenhouse.
Oh Lord, should we touch it?
You can talk about it a little bit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Usually, I have no problem jumping in and talking about something like that because I kind of mix up in my feelings. Mm-hmm. I know exactly how I feel, and because how I feel, I won't speak on it.
Okay.
I won't speak.
Okay.
Not live anyway.
That's good.
Not live.
Scoot over.
You said, "Oh, you want to give him a hug?"
No. Our cameraman is saying, "Scoot over."
Okay.
Again, this is how we live.
See, this is what. See, just. No, sir.
That's how I know we loud. Anyway.
So,
what else we got going on? Dang, we just got stuff for words.
The brother spoke on everything.
Right. You was like one of the easiest interviews.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like I'm gonna ask. Nope, you answered. Nope, you answered that. Okay, so what else I got?
I feel like we all need to get like certificates for the class.
Right.
We're leaving out.
Right.
We got schooled on.
So, is there anything else that you wanted to just tell everybody that we have not touched on before we wrap it up?
Just wanted to thank you for your time and just coming back out into the community. And I think sometimes people need that. And not only that, to hear people's perspectives and views, but all I just really want to say, with telling people just hang in there, hold on, um, keep pushing,
Okay.
keep pressing to pursue purpose. And whatever you do, don't quit. Don't give up. You're closer today than you were yesterday, and you'll be closer on tomorrow than you were today. You're right here. You're at whether it's the breakthrough, the promise, the miracle, the blessing. Don't give up. Don't give in. And it may be hard right now, but things are subject to change. But you got to see it, and you got to hang in there long enough. Or as my bishop said, just give God some time. It's going to happen. And a lot of times I'm always trying to inspire and encourage people. Just keep pushing. Whatever you do, quitting is not an option. Faith is your only means of transportation, and victory is your only option. And definitely, if y'all want my coaching service,
Okay.
but most of all, I want people, like I tell people, even for the book, it's not just about a sale. It's about inspiration. It's about a soul. It's about encouragement. It's about giving people hope. Because a lot of people in this season really are struggling, whether it's finances, whether being a good steward, and it's not just money. See, they're struggling, at work, or, for people that have lost jobs. And so many people, it's going to help you to understand at the end of all of that is victory. At the end of the conclusion of the matter, you'll see the harvest, you'll see the season, and that I had to go through all of this to get to the end result. And guess what? The end result is victory.
Wow.
Mm.
Great. That's
Amen.
good. That's good. So tell us where we can find your books. I know you said something earlier about t-shirts and hoodies. Tell us about that, and then give us all your social media handles where people can reach you and what to look out for.
I'm definitely on all the social media. LinkedIn, definitely for all you business owners. I'm telling you, LinkedIn
Yes.
is the place to go. Facebook, Twitter, IG, and all of those social media platforms are good, but also good is word of mouth. Your integrity, your character means a lot.
Right.
And even with the books, Amazon, Barnes and Noble, or like I tell people, if the libraries are open, or you can go in there and get them in the library. But if not, message me. I just got a shipment of these books in. But I just am always trying to encourage people. So yeah, all of those social media. Or if you happen to be in Black Speakers Network, BSN, part of that awesome network, y'all definitely, I'm telling you, it's a phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal network to be with BSN. And it's a group that it helps each other. It's a base community. So shout out to CEO Brian Oates, because I'm telling you, it has helped so many people's businesses, even with speaking engagements, even with different platforms, man. And I tell people, and then we got to support our community.
Right.
BSN is a good place to be, because it helps you, your business, the connection. This is a season of divine connections, the power of collaboration, and the power of networking. It does work, but you got to be connected to the right people.
Okay.
Wow. Powerful
So
stuff.
right about your shirts and stuff. When can we expect them?
They're already. It's just that we'll talk after, but yeah, I have like one that because it's hoodie season, because the season has shifted and changed. One is called Favorable Change the Rules. Then I have one, The Power of the Seed. But then the other t-shirt lines is Work the Vision and Build a Brand. And then one that I love, it's not personal, it's just purpose. You got to tell people in this season, it's not personal, it's just purpose.
Yeah.
Just got to turn the page and turn the chapter, because a lot of times when you're moving in a direction or going in a direction, as we were talking off, a lot of people think people are being fun. No, I'm moving in another direction. I've turned the page, I've turned the chapter. I've shifted in the season and in my perspective, and I'm in pursuit of my purpose. I'm in pursuit of destiny. And so I can't stay where I was. If I'm, as my pastor's wife said, Dr. Penn, the enemy can't hit a moving target. I got to keep moving.
Okay.
You got to keep moving. Yes. And so, I'm doing a release of all of those, because somebody needs to hear that. Yeah. They need to know. You got to keep working the vision and build the brand. Right. If I'm going to build and work and build, I got to keep moving. And I'll end with this. I've used an illustration in the book, The Turtle and the Rabbit. It was not how fast he was going. He just kept on going.
Mhm.
It wasn't how he started, but it was how he finished. So that's why he was able to cross the finish line, because he didn't get distracted. Don't get distracted in this season about people who may have started out before you, who may be faster than you. God said to me, work the lane you've been given. So stay in your lane, work the lane you've been given, and endure the race. It's not even about how fast you run, it's about the endurance. So that's why the turtle was able to cross the finish line. He stayed in his lane, he focused on the finish line. He did not get distracted by the rabbit that was faster or started out. We get distracted because we think that, oh, Savvy, she's ahead of me or she's faster than me, but you don't know what their process, you don't know what their journey is.
Right.
Or how long they've been in there to get to where they are. And so you stay focused on the lane you're in and stop trying to cross another lane so there's no traffic jams and no crashes and no accident. Stay focused and work the lane you've been given.
Okay.
Right.
That was a lot, guys. That was a lot. So I hope y'all got that. I hope y'all was taking notes.
Yeah.
Taking notes. So,
So we're going, what we got? We got a next show coming up on Tuesday.
Yes.
And in that one, we'll probably go more in depth with Rittenhouse, but we got to talk about Stacy a little bit. We'll save that for that show. What's his name? The football player?
Lord,
Oh,
said
yes. Zach Stacy.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
We
yes.
got to talk about Stacy a little
We'll
bit.
talk about it. So I'll speak on that.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
we're gonna have all.
We're gonna literally throw that around.
Right.
I'll speak on that.
We're gonna literally throw that around a little bit for next topic. So look,
Bro.
make sure you guys tune in 7 p.m. on Tuesday where we discuss that. I will be on the show this time.
I'm going to be on time. I will be on time.
And Savvy will have the snacks.
I'll be 15 minutes early.
He's sure.
I'm positive. I'll be on time.
Do we know who our guest is this time? Do we have any ideas yet?
We don't
Oh,
have
just
to
guess.
I'm gonna guess this time.
Just stay tuned to our Instagram or our social media. You guys we'll post a guest on there soon. If you want to be a guest, reach out to any one of us, and we'll gladly go over your resume and see if you're a suitable candidate.
If he on there, y'all suitable.
Yeah, exactly.
But I want to thank you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just want to thank Dr. Eric for taking the
Yes.
time.
Yes.
Like I said, allowing us into your house.
Yes.
Because of everything that's going on. And
Beautiful
Yeah,
home. We got a bar, y'all.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
a bar in the back.
Let me clear, no
Right,
alcohol,
right,
you know.
right.
Let me clear. The
juice
Saints
bar.
the Saints looking in and be bottled waters, y'all.
Yes.
Right.
But thank you so much
Absolutely.
for letting me be here. Yes. So,
Well, I know if you working to have, believe me,
right.
that's why I said, I tell people, if you ain't back, you ain't nothing, But no, I appreciate, you taking your time out. It's always a privilege and an honor to be able to share. So thank you. Praying much success, much favor as y'all travel. And when y'all get to where y'all going and just remember me.
Absolutely.
Before our director back there runs the intro as the outro. What's the status of the book?
I asked my manager.
Yeah, ask my
Ask my
We
manager.
got an author right
Ask
here.
my
There you
manager.
go. Talk to the author.
Yeah.
So my manager will be calling.
Okay,
Okay.
absolutely.
And we're going to get the ball on.
You want me to answer on behalf of
I'm
Mr.
here
Holmes?
for you.
Keep writing.
Right.
I'm answering on behalf of Mr. Holmes. Keep
I'm writing these nasty
Keep the
letters
flow
to my
going.
manager. I'm writing nasty letters to my manager.
Nasty grams. Okay.
Yes. So
And
that's
Savvy-
where I'm at.
So don't forget, Savvy got her show coming up.
December the 16th.
December the 16th.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Chicks with kicks.
Chicks with
Yeah,
Kicks.
Chicks with- I don't know how I forget that. I'm saying
No,
it all the time.
we know how we remember it.
Yeah, I know how we
but,
remember
And that's a blessing to be able to
Yes.
support those less fortunate.
Yes.
And that is planting seeds and sowing and help somebody else that is less fortunate. That goes back.
Yeah.
Somebody's less fortunate than we are.
Yes.
And when you look
one
at
thing
your
people don't-
So
situation,
show up,
Right.
yo.
A lot of-
Show up and support them.
Yes, one people don't know about me is I love volunteer work.
yes, you
That's
do.
one of my passions. So I don't talk about it a lot. Someone said that when you volunteer and you helping people, you should just go and do it, and that's what I do. So I used to. I don't know if it's back yet, and I need to find out. Every first Saturday of the month, I used to go and volunteer with this big group, and I met a lot of interesting people.
Well, Pam got some laundry she needs folded.
There we go. There we go.
That's husband work. That's husband work.
There we go.
You say you volunteer.
No. But anyway,
Pam, I tried.
yes. So when they start back out, I'll start promoting that because it is it's just good to see people and connect with them, even
Yes.
though they're doing in the situation that they in.
Yeah.
And having that conversation. Sometimes I'll be having conversations with them for like hours. And the thing is, older people cleaning up, we just still there talking and stuff. So it's really good. I love it. I really do.
Yep. So
So
before,
you can close it off?
yeah, we can close it off.
Yeah, so hey, make sure you come out and support the ladies, Chicks for Kicks. Remember, they're wearing tennis shoes for a reason because they all got bunions on their toes. I want to thank y'all once again for tuning in to GVTV. We love and appreciate you guys' support.
Yes.
Until next time, peace.
Peace.
Need it from you, yeah. Crash land in the palm of my hand. That little flex wanna play by the coast. Carry the torch, I'm way up a slitty wherever we float. I came from the cold, used to rest on the floor and stitch up my wounds, was born a soldier. Flipping the struggle, I'm taking it worldwide. Hold it down when you talk to me. Say it is what it's supposed to be. Say it loud, but I mean it too, yeah. Talk that good when you talk to me. Say it nice and I give it to you. You know my word is bond, yeah. What we on now is wild, shit a trip. Life is lit, take a breath. That's it. Now it's wild, this shit a trip. Life is litty, shit a gift.